buzzing on that beat. Nope. Shawty and me on the late night. Got a man, got me thinking Shawty ain't right. She say she ain't
BlazeBodyz! Welcome back, everyone. What's happening? Look, again, I'm on this, I do this thing every other week lately, sometimes longer, I apologize, but really I don't want to come on here and just talk about whatever, Now, if you go on YouTube and you watch some of the fitness channels, there's some really interesting stuff. Seriously, they all have their own particular agenda, if you want to call it that, in a positive way. They're either selling stuff to you, trying to sell stuff to you, or they incorporate their own personal lives in it, and that's all. It's all good. But really, speaking for myself, I just want to get on here every so often and talk about some subjects that pertain more relative to you. And I use my daily interaction with people sometimes as subject matter to talk about. But every now and then you got to get serious and talk about things. And today, I don't want to be boring. It's not my intention to be boring. But I always, again, I've mentioned to you, I always seem to talk or incorporate talking about nutrition, because I can't emphasize this enough. Nutrition, the foods that you eat, the macronutrients, if you want to sound technical, are really medicine for your body. It's literally, you can literally prescribe to yourself how you want to feel for the next several hours by what you eat right now. And for that matter, if you have, God forbid, a disease, or you've been diagnosed with some sort of illness or whatever, you can greatly aid in feeling better by eating better, or even more so, more importantly, avoiding eating the wrong way, which will make you feel worse. Now, we all know people who have unfortunately passed away. We all know people who are not well, people who have issues that they're trying to deal with. Eating better isn't sometimes going to completely fix. You can't completely fix someone if they've been, God forbid, diagnosed with, say, cancer. But you can most definitely slow down the process by avoiding eating the wrong way, which will accelerate the process. Again, there's been lots of controversial debate about eating particular ways to so-called cure cancer, and I've some very important people in my life over the years who are very passionate about it could get into detail with you of that. But I'm telling you this. I'm telling you that if your body is in a state of constant inflammation, like if you understand the way your body really works, you'll go out of your way to avoid accelerating the inflammation process. Now, over over 20 years while I was competing, when I first started competing, it was never my intention to be healthy. I didn't want to be unhealthy, but I was competing. I had to get down to critically low levels of body fat to be competitive and try to do my best. And those particular things required you to eat a certain way. And I had to learn myself how to manipulate with certain ways and protocols of how to get down there naturally and otherwise. But it was never my intention to be healthier. I just wanted to look better. Now, that was when I was younger. Now, the older you get, you start realizing that it's really more important to be healthier. It really is. Now, and especially so if you've ever gotten sick, or again, if you've been diagnosed with something bad. I ended up in the hospital a couple years ago through being, irresponsible with myself. I was dehydrated, I was overworked, I wasn't, I was dieting, I was probably not getting enough calories. Again, I wasn't thinking about health like an idiot. I was thinking about just looking better, So here it is now. I'm approaching 50 coming up. But when you hit in your 30s, 40s, and 50s, you really need to pay a lot of attention to trying to be healthier. Now, you can eat, it depends. If you're on a competitive level and you're trying to get down to, because let's be honest, your body does not want to be shredded. It doesn't want to be ripped. It doesn't want to be like that. I mean, people have this misconception that the leaner you are, the more healthier you are. That's not true. I'm telling you right now, I've been there. I've been down to slightly below 4% body fat. And believe me, I wasn't feeling healthy at all. And for that matter, we all know that story of that person who was like the elite athlete, shredded, and just dropped dead of a heart attack. I mean, that's just because you're leaner doesn't mean you're any healthier. So you really must understand that because your body is in a state of constant inflammation, it's trying to constantly fix itself. That's your body's job. Your body's job isn't to try to get ripped and shredded. Your body's job isn't really to put on tons of muscle. It's to fix itself constantly. Because on a daily occurrence, on a daily basis, your body's constantly breaking down and getting inflamed. And the foods that you eat are the materials, the raw materials that are going to combat that inflammation and fix and repair daily. Not weekly, daily. So you have to put a massive attention to eating correctly, getting the right nutrients, and so on and so forth. But unfortunately nowadays, the way a lot of people are eating is causing inflammation, accelerating the inflammation process. A lot of people take down terrible sources of food, which actually is pulling out nutrients, the very thing that helps combat the inflammation, and so on. So I guess what I'm trying to really say to you is that you really should devote most of your attention to being healthier. At the same time, eating healthier is going to keep you healthier and leaner and fit. If you want to take it down to a more critical level and you can get super lean, you're going to be bordering on the unhealthy end of things. But as long as you don't have any diagnosed diseases or illnesses, just pay very special attention to getting adequate nutrition along the way. If you have a disease or something like celiac or some sort of autoimmune disease, something affecting your central nervous system, something that has been diagnosed, then you must make every effort to eat clean and unprocessed and better to bring your inflammation down so your body can fix itself. It can't fix itself if it's inflamed. So, there are various vitamins and minerals you can take, of course, to help with this. But more importantly, it's what you shouldn't be eating. Now, high amounts of protein can raise inflammation, so be careful with that, especially red meat. That's where, the vegan community will tell you that meat is evil and will cause cancer and all kinds of diseases. That's not necessarily not true, but on the vegan end of things, they have their issues too. But if you are, I would recommend this. If you have been diagnosed with some sort of an illness or disease, eating more of a vegetarian or even vegan would be a lot healthier for you to help bring down the inflammation and things, because eating more green leafy vegetables and fibrous veggies and so forth will help alkalize the blood, bring down acid levels, which will bring down inflammation. So it depends on where you're at and how you want to look and so on. You can get leaner and look great on a vegan type diet if eating the right way, but you'll never really get as ripped and shredded as you want to get eating more on the ketogenic or higher protein, lower carb way, but that's bordering on the unhealthy side of things. So don't take your health for granted. If you're younger and you're competing and all that, you got to know that it will someday catch up with you. I hope it does not. But if you're not careful along the way, when you get into your 30s, 40s, and 50s, you're gonna see its wrath, and you're gonna hope that you're gonna hope and wish that you can repair yourself and get better. All right, I'm gonna leave you with that. I'm sorry if I got a little too serious, but seriously, it's all in the way you look at food. Now, again, I can't emphasize this enough. You can literally determine how you're going to feel and how you're going to be by what you're eating. The right kind of foods in the right particular kind of way, you can definitely increase and repair your body better and feel better. And that's that. I mean, it's as simple as that. It all depends on what you want to do. All right, I'm leaving you at that. I'm going to get out of here. I got some people to beat up. And I hope you all guys all have a great weekend. We got Halloween coming up. Stay away from that candy. We'll talk more about that next week. All right, see y'all later.